Welcome back to my channel. I'm Carolee. This is Chapter 2, My Retired Life. We're going to do a 10-minute workout on the Total Gym. It's good for the arms. Now you alternate arms. This works the triceps and biceps. This is a push-up. This is good for your triceps and your chest. This works your obliques. All right, finished my 10-minute workout. I follow Rosalie Brown on YouTube. It's the Total Gym 10-minute workout. I'm not gonna lie, it was hard. This is my husband's gym and he's used to working it, and he showed me how to set it up. I will do it again though. It's my arms are burning, so it's a good workout. Give it a try. Rosalie Brown on YouTube. All right, it's lunchtime. Today we're gonna talk about rice cakes. We've been eating these for the last couple weeks. I get this one, it's the lightly salted, and it's 35 calories. I know that they've been around forever, and I used to think, I don't want to eat a rice cake. Does it taste like cardboard? You know, and so I never did get on that bandwagon. But now I look at it as it's a vessel that you can put flavorful things on. Like, there's so many options you can have. I went to the store and got all of these tuna creations, and like this one is 80 calories for the full thing, and then this would be 35 calories. This is the lemon pepper, and it's 80 calories. Let's see if that focuses. There you go. That's the lemon pepper. There's hot buffalo, sweet and spicy. There's so many different ones. There's even smoked salmon. So like with the smoked salmon, what I would do is the Laughing Cow cheese with the smoked salmon. These are 30 calories for one wedge. Really good. Mine today, I'm gonna use guacamole. You can use avocado. It's easier for me to buy the little individual guacamoles because avocados, which I love, sometimes they go bad on me, sometimes they're not soft enough. It's just so much easier to use this. This is the spicy one, 90 calories. Let's see if that'll focus. 90 calories for one. And then other options. I follow Amanda Lewis. She has a YouTube channel, and on her channel last week, she uses the PB2 peanut butter, and she mixes it with the sugar-free syrup, which this is 5 calories. Oh, I know this is gonna focus. There you go. 5 calories for 2 tablespoons. And the PB2 is 60 calories for 2 tablespoons. And I wanted to show you the difference between regular peanut butter and PB2 powder. This is 190 calories versus 60 calories. Let me see if that, oh yeah, there you go. So that tells you how many calories are in peanut butter. I love peanut butter, but since we're trying to be in a calorie deficit, this would be the much better choice. You can just mix this with water and it makes it creamy. Spread that over your rice cake. Then you can use the sugar-free jam. This is 10 calories for 1 tablespoon. So we got peanut butter and jelly on a rice cake. That would make a great lunch. And like Amanda Lewis said, she mixes this in with the PB2 powder as her sweetener. And she said it's amazing. She even puts it like in her sweet potato, a baked sweet potato. Doesn't that sound good? So those are some things I'm gonna try. And also everything but the bagel seasoning. I've used that too with like the smoked salmon. So there's so many different varieties. But today, like we said, let's do the rice cake with the guacamole, and I think I'll do the lemon pepper. I like the lemon pepper. So let's do that. But I was just gonna show you several different ways that you can make your rice cake taste better. My husband likes the white cheddar rice cake. They have so many different kinds that you can get. Let's see. Let me get a plate. And I'll show you the finished product. I know you can't really see right now. So just put the guacamole, and the spicy guacamole is so good, and it's not too spicy. My husband even eats it, and it gives it that extra flavor. So I am just putting the guacamole on the rice cake. Then we're gonna kind of mix it up. You know, it's been in the packet. So and this is the lemon pepper. You could even put lunch meat, you know, guacamole or avocado with some lunch meat. Or they have, I don't know what brand it is, but it's like the carved chicken. That would be really good. You can even put, if you put the peanut butter, you can put sliced strawberries, sliced banana. All right, now that is filling. I have this for lunch all the time. I just had this for lunch Sunday after church. It's so good. And you get that crunch from the rice cake, which everyone likes the crunch. It's less calories than a lot of breads. There is a bread I found that is lower in calories. I'll show you. It's the Sara Lee Delightful, and it's only 45 calories per slice, and it does taste good. So if you are looking for a new bread that has lower calories, this one's good. I recommend it. But I'm gonna go enjoy my rice cake, and I'll meet you back here for dinner. Okay, I'm making some warm tea. I don't know if you noticed my throat was a little scratchy, and so I'm gonna use this pure, it's 0 calorie sweetener, sweetened with stevia. So I'm gonna have some tea, and then let's have a sip and chat. All right, let's have a sip and chat. This tea is so good. My throat has just been, you know, the weather. Tonight we're supposed to get a lot of rain, and then tomorrow snow, maybe 4 to 7 inches. So we'll see if that really comes true, but you never know. Today, I wanted to talk about intermittent fasting. I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't eat breakfast. It's not that I never eat breakfast, but while I'm trying to get to my goal weight, I've been reading up a lot on intermittent fasting, and there's different ways that you can do it. I'll put up a chart. I'm doing the 16-8, which means if I stop eating at 7 o'clock at night, then I have to wait 16 hours before I eat again. And then I have an 8-hour window where I can eat, which is lunch and dinner. So for one thing, I can put all of my calories into lunch and dinner, and I don't have to split them up into 3 meals. So that helps, and it keeps me fuller during those 2 meals. And then if I drink the water like I'm supposed to, it helps you stay fuller. And that's another reason I do put creamer in my coffee in the morning. Technically, if you are intermittent fasting, you're not supposed to put anything in your coffee that has calories, and my creamer does have 15 calories, but it does help me stay full until lunch. So the way I'm doing it is if I finish eating at 7, then I'm mostly fasting through the night while I'm sleeping, so that's not hard. And then I won't eat again until 11 the next day. So sometimes I wait till even 12. It just depends on my day and what I'm doing. If I'm at the grocery store and I don't get to eat until 12, well, that's fine. That just helps burn fat even more. But that is the purpose of intermittent fasting. I did bring some notes with me so I wouldn't get anything, forget anything. And also I wanted to mention about snacking. Snacking sabotages your weight loss. I personally try not to snack in between meals. So I will have my coffee with creamer, then I'll have my lunch, then I'll have my dinner, then I go to bed. Now, if I ever do have hunger pains, then a cup of hot tea with 0-calorie stevia, that will help curb your appetite. Sometimes on the weekends, because right now it's football time, and I will get popcorn. I get the Boom Chicka Pop, which is 35 calories for a cup. So if you do have to snack, that's the one I choose. I'm sure there are other low-calorie snacks out there, but I just purposefully try not to snack at all, just because I'm trying to limit my calories. I'm trying to get my mindset of burning fat and getting into that bathing suit in September. And so right now my focus is so on point that I don't even have the hunger pains. For one thing, my stomach has shrunk. After a few days, your stomach will shrink, and I do drink my water all day long, so I do stay full. And the meals that I'm preparing are keeping me full, so it's not like I'm not eating at all. It just, snacking does sabotage your weight loss goals, so it's just a simple fact. But, you know, let your body burn that fat in between meals. I wrote that down because I want to make sure you knew that. Don't snack. Let your body burn fat in between meals. That's what our goal is. And intermittent fasting allows your body to use its stored energy by burning off excess body fat. So that's what it's doing. It's using your stored fat. You're burning that. And so when you intermittent fast, you're not eating, so you're letting your body burn the fat that you already have. So that's the goal there. And lastly, simply put, fasting allows your body to take a break from storing fat and start burning it. Well, that's basically what I just said. So I guess the takeaway is intermittent fasting does work to help in your weight loss journey. Now, if you can't do that, there still are low-calorie breakfasts. A lot of the lunches that I make are actually breakfast because I love breakfast food. I love eggs. I love turkey bacon. I love spinach omelets. And, you know, I love all those healthy breakfast meals, but I just make them for lunch. That way I can intermittent fast. But I hope that helps. And I'll finish my tea, and then we'll get back to making dinner in a little bit, okay?
Thanks.
All right, it's dinner time. I'm just gonna prep. We're gonna have low-carb goulash soup. It's February, so it's getting cold out there. We live in Oklahoma. It's cold, then warm, then cold, then warm. So we just never know what it's gonna be like, but it's definitely a time of year for comforting soups. So let me show you what we're gonna have. I'm gonna kind of get it down here so you can see. We're gonna use the beef broth. The recipe calls for ground beef, but we're gonna use ground chicken, an onion. We're gonna use, the recipe calls for diced tomatoes. I'm gonna use Rotel with the green chilies. Calls for a 12-ounce jar of roasted red peppers. And olive oil, just 1 teaspoon. I forgot if it said 1 teaspoon or 1 tablespoon, but that's just to saute your onions in. Of course, we have the garlic, the Better Than Bouillon beef base, and not the whole head of cabbage, but I believe it said 3 cups. But I'm gonna get all this prepped and we'll be right back. We're back, the prep is done. We're gonna make our goulash. I'm gonna put in 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And this is to saute the onions. So you don't even probably need a full tablespoon, but we'll go by the recipe. And then we'll put in the onions. Let those cook for a couple of minutes. We're gonna add in 1 tablespoon of garlic, and I'm using the paste. And we're gonna add in 1 tablespoon of, it said Hungarian paprika, but I didn't have that, so we're just gonna use smoked paprika. 2 tablespoons, actually. Let that saute a little bit. And the original recipe called for ground beef, and ground beef is just fine. We had ground chicken in the refrigerator that I wanted to use up, so that's why I'm using the ground chicken. But nothing wrong with the ground beef at all. All right, we added the ground chicken. It's fully cooked with the onions and the garlic and the smoked paprika. So now we're going to add our beef stock. Then we're gonna add the Better Than Bouillon beef, 2 tablespoons. It's like a beef base. Just gives it more of a beef flavor. Stir that in. Then we're gonna add the 2 cans of diced tomatoes. In this case, we're adding diced tomatoes and green chilies. And then we're gonna add the cabbage. I went ahead and just put in half of the cabbage. It said 3 cups. It ended up being like about 4 cups. and then I'll just use the other half for another recipe. But let's add that in. I think it'll be fine. I think I might have to cook this down a little bit and add some more. We'll see. Let me see how much I can get in here. Oh yeah, no problem. So we're just gonna stir this in, cover and simmer for 30 minutes, and then the recipe says to add the roasted red bell peppers and then simmer for 30 more minutes. I just diced them up and drained the liquid. And so we'll be back in 30 minutes. Hey, this has been cooking for 30 minutes. And now we're gonna add the roasted peppers. Stir that in, cook for 30 more minutes. And if you know, we'll taste it if you need any more seasonings. It didn't call for salt and pepper, so I'll just taste it and see what we think. Be back in 30 minutes. All right, it's been 30 minutes. It's been simmering for an hour total. I put some in a little bowl so I could try it. Let me get a little bit of everything. Chicken, cabbage, red pepper. That's good. Doesn't need any salt and pepper. I guess with the paprika, the garlic, the beef base that we added, I've never used that before. I know my sister uses it, and this is the first time I've ever used it, but it helps it with the beef broth, and then it just adds something to it. That's good. I know growing up, my mom always made goulash, you know, with the elbow macaroni and the ground beef and the tomatoes, and I always crave that, especially in the winter time. And so tonight, we're gonna actually have something that's similar, the cabbage versus the noodles. So actually overall, this makes 6 servings. The one serving is 217 calories, so can't beat that. I know that I changed it up a little bit. I know the original recipe has ground beef and this has ground chicken. So I didn't really calculate the exact macros for you, but the original recipe with ground beef is 217 calories per serving. So it can't be much different. The recipe also says that it freezes well. So that's good because there's only 2 of us living here and I know that we will not eat all this. So that's a good way to store up for later meals also. Or we may just have it tomorrow night, you never know. But I did have a weight loss this week. I wanted to let you know. Might as well just tell you now instead of having an outro like I normally do. But I did lose 3.5 pounds this week. So overall, 6.9 pounds. I started out at 194.2 and I'm at 187.3. So I'm so pleased with those results. It's working so far. You know, in the future, if I find out I have a stall, then I may cut out the creamer and just use stevia in my coffee. But for now, I'm just gonna keep doing the way I'm doing, watching my calories. And today for lunch, I didn't tell you the full calories for the rice cakes. 205 calories for that lunch, which was the rice cake, the guacamole, and the packet of lemon pepper tuna. And that was delicious, by the way. But thanks for watching, and I hope you tune in next week. We'll have some more great low-calorie recipes. And I hope you give this goulash a try. It is super good. I don't know if people use that word anymore, super good, but it is delicious. So we'll see you next week. Hey, buddy. What you doing? Come here. What do you think of that snow?